Alright, I know the lot. I don't have much time here, so I'm gonna go straight into and hope everything is working. So, just got home, so, alright. I'm not gonna do any of the draft analysis in-depth stuff because I'm saving all that for Monday. And there's tons of games to analyze and it takes a ton of time, so we're just gonna get right into it. Hello, everybody. Hello. So, we're gonna unmute them. I kind of want to like keep them low though because it's because they kind of will distract me. Analysis though is a little bit difficult always to kind of get it, you know, as best as you can. You know what I mean? But if you guys want to watch the actual live version, just search up NACT. There's 2 fake streams basically, like 1,000 people watching. This is more for the nerds. Alright. So we have A77 versus the Empire. These are the last 2 that I caught. I haven't seen any of the other matches or drafts or anything like that. So I'm going into this like blind basically. So that's basically all I have to say here. Let me change some stream stuff because it seems a lot of stuff got really weird. It shouldn't be set to subs only. That's weird. Alright, so in this match I see Fred that got open. Fred, Edith, Raph, okay. Valentina, Diggy, Akai is really strong team fight wise. Carry's just single target though, dude. There's not a lot of... It's kind of sus. Over here, the damage on A77 side, a little bit better distributed, to be honest with you. Edith and Beatrix and Lunox both outputting a lot of damage, and we can't forget Fred's ult, of course. It's just the Raph. The Raph's not really going to help them much there. I get why they did it, because they didn't want to draft something that strong to like Valentina, for example. What's up, Kev? Welcome. Second match of Gosu versus Ackerman was crazy. We might watch it. Might watch it. Hey, Minerva. Hey, Scythe. Hey, Sapphire. Alright, so I'll just restrict this analysis to more of a... It's not really a real analysis, it's more like a watch-along type analysis. A real analysis takes like a lot of like time spent alone and then highlighting this is exactly what went wrong at this point here and there. At least that's what I think, you know. So we're just gonna chill for a bit here and kind of just do like a live analysis. What I'm seeing from the side of the Empire is that they're really putting pressure on this Beatrix, but they don't get the actual like pick off or anything like that, and it's kind of more of like a stalemate in a sense. I don't like the fact that Carry's single target. I know she's really strong, but when you have like most of your damage is going to come from Carry, a protect the king type strategy is what it's looking like basically on the side of the Empire. But on the side of A77 you have like 3 potential huge damage dealers, right? So what I'm trying to say is that there's so much damage on the A77 side that you can overload the Diggy and Valentina picks just due to the amount of damage. It's not a common way of overloading their picks, but it is possible because it's just rare to see it. But it is possible. That's a really good way to do it actually, because not a lot of people know that a way to overload Diggy is by just drafting a lot more CC than he can purify, basically. So you basically end up baiting it out or like poking him out to, you know, have Diggy on cooldown, or you hunt him down basically. And with Valentina you can also do that as well. They don't really have a lot of strong ults that she can steal at the same time. So it's a good draft into a Valentina. I know I was saying I'm not going to harp too much around the draft, but it's so important that to realize that in clashes and team fights, unless this carry on the side of the Empire is very, very well tuned on and focused on objectives, focused on targeting the right things, there's not going to be a real chance of snowball. It's all about who executes it better, but in terms of who has the best potential in the late game, it's going to be the side of A77. And in terms of mid game to early game, that's all the Empire kind of thing. Their saving grace, of course, is carry in the late game, but it's still, it depends on her build. If she doesn't build a lot of like tanky items, she's still gonna get picked off. There's just too much burst on the side of A77. Hey Knight. Day is good. Day is good. I just got home. Like I said, it's like literally 12 a.m. and I just got home. This is what I meant. So you can get the pickoffs, but you're just gonna get picked off by the damage. Objectives wise, Edith is cutting the lane right now, which is a good thing to see. Definitely need to see more of that. They're zoning out the turtle, or starting to do the turtle zone out. Their jungler is dead, so it's a secure retreat for the Akai, even though he has it on cooldown. Just saying. But they can go invade the blue right now, and that's what they should have done. When you have this type of pressure with a Diggy and an Akai, the correct step is to go and invade their blue, if they can, of course. Right now they're just going to try to go on that Edith. It's just the wrong macro decision, IMO, but you know, it is their play after all. When you have the early comp like you do on the side of the Empire, you just need to abuse the crap out of it. Otherwise, you let these people with damage scale on the side of A77, you're gonna have a very, very hard time. Yeah, YouTube is just bad at notifying, bro. What's up, Blackpink? What's up, Shadow? And Bean. I don't know if I already said hi, but hi, Bean. I was not expecting to stream because I was like, I'm gonna get home and this event is gonna be over, so I'm just gonna like watch the matches in my own time. But no, it turns out that it's still going. Still going. Alright, so right here... Okay, so the only thing I don't like is the way Empire is trying to collapse on this turret. Like, it works, but if they had if A77 had a little bit better of a response, they would not have taken that tower. Reckless is taking too much damage. That didn't need to happen. It could have been cleaner is what I'm trying to say. By rotating the Akai out and stuff. You could have burned his ult too, and had a really clean engage, and you would have had it back for Lord at the same time. Both your retry and your heavy spin. Ackerman versus Gosu was like 5 matches, which is why I think why things got drawn. I see. Are you rooting for BTK18 Gosu or the Yahao brothers? Neither. I'm rooting for Wasians, even though I haven't even seen if they won or lost. Wasians. Wasians in Ohio. Well, I mean, are you asking me as a fanboy or as an analyst? Okay, see now his heavy spin is burned for Lord, and the best thing they can do is try to split it with carry, like towers and stuff. There's the overload I was talking about. There's 2 types of overload. There's the damage overload, which is what A77 has, or there's a CC overload, which they don't have. You can't do both, obviously. Yeah, this is the only thing I would have suggested on the side of A77 is a little bit better of a roam pick for the Fred. Like something like a Florin here would be great. Just lets Fred just endure a lot more if they're going for like support type roam. Did I already talk about the composition and spike differences between the 2 teams? I have not. I'm saving all the draft analysis for Monday with Deku. So I'm not gonna like go in depth and do like draft breakdowns like on stream. I'm saving all that for Monday. Like for all of these matches, we'll just take the drafts only. This is more of like a gameplay analysis, like watch along type thing. There's a lot of mistakes that both of these teams are making, honestly. In terms of effectiveness, I mean, to be honest with you, so right now I feel like the game, even though Empire has a approximately 3,000 gold lead and 3 towers up and the Lord coming in, I still feel like A77 is winning in the long term. Like right now, like it looks, if the way Empire has been collapsing on this tower continues, like look, the top wave isn't synced, right? And Lap was just chilling right there. So it is what it is. It's just okay. Never mind. It's synced. It's synced good enough. It's good enough. It's just there's no like, it's just no big clash, man. Like you knew, alright, like that was already done. That tower was done. Lord was gonna take it. You could have taken mid too, like already. It's just they're gonna defend this basically. They could have taken all the next layer of inhib, or not inhibs. All the mid towers could have been gone with this one Lord crash because A77 was just kind of trying to like cover the one with the Lord coming in. They still did it. Like I said, they're still doing the macro decisions. It's just not as effective as it could have been. Sounds like I'm roasting them, but I'm not. I'm just analyzing the best plays that could have been made, basically. As an analyst, I think the Ohio brothers is probably gonna win. Just with that, like I said, I haven't even seen who's won or who's lost. I just came into this. I loaded up the stream, loaded up all my streaming stuff, and was like, "Let's go, let's go." I just got my drink, got myself a drink, and we're going. What's up, Yuzong? Rip. Okay, this is. I have to. I have to go back here. I just have to. Okay, this is. I'll rewind. Okay, I have to go back. This is a problem that a lot of teams suffer from. Okay, look at the carry focus. Okay, carry / Lapu focus. Okay, that Beatrix is done. It's shut down, right? And Lapu was also on that. So they had the mission was kill this Beatrix, right? Now, look at this. Lapu's continuing the team fight, right? And you could say that Carrie's trying to zone out Poggy, but you don't know that for sure. I just see it as a I could have seen a maniac here from Carrie, basically. If she would have continued with the team fight. Like once you're focused and you're in a team fight, as long as you're behind your team as a marksman and there's no CC coming for you, and you know there's really nothing to kill you. Like in this case, like because Labu had ulted, flickered with the stun and stuff. Everything was like set up for like a very good wipeout. I'm just saying they could be cleaner. They're probably just won with this anyways, but it's just it's a battle of effectivity. You know. So can't watch live at this schedule. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. They went really late. Streams are very rare these days. Itemization. I'm gonna pause it here because then they just talk for a long time about random stuff. Itemization wise, let's have some fun here. Let's go look at the Fred's itemization. This is typical. Wait a minute. What? Huh? Trust? Okay, this makes no sense. There's a DHS right there. You guys are seeing this, right? Oh, and my chat died apparently. GG. Chat Kun has died. We summoned the other Chat Kun though. Oh, oops. Let me get rid of this. Nope, that's not the... That's the wrong Chatcoon. Where's the other Chatcoon? Hold on, guys. I gotta fix the chat box coon because it's like being weird. Okay, there we go. We're back. We're back. There you go. I just realized it. Anyways, the DHS on the Fred, bro. What the heck? There's what's the point? What is the point? There's no chunky boys here. It's just a Kai and Lapu who are kind of chunky. No, Lapu's not even chunky. Is that a? Hold on, I gotta. What is this? Is this a wrong item showing? That definitely looks like a Courage Bulwark, like an old item. Is that a glitch? Is that normal? Am I seeing things? Am I blind? Let me drink some more. Let me drink some more. Let me drink something because I think I'm seeing things. It's a visual bug? Okay, I was about to say, what? I was literally about to be like confused AF. Fixing the chat box a little bit, guys, sorry. I was literally about to be super confused. I was like, huh? What is it then? What is it supposed to be? Jungle boats room. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So the DHS is supposed to be the jungle boots. And so what's this Courage Bulwark supposed to be? We should probably do this actually. Hold up. Aha. Immortality. Okay. Alright, let's restart then. Okay, Lunox going for full burst, not even building the truncheon. Insane. This is good. Edith's build is okay because they have a lot of magic damage, and Lapu's kind of... She can tank that with just the dominance. So good choices. Feather of Heaven picked up for damage output. It's not bad. Beatrix... It's fine. It's absolutely fine. The Wind of Nature, I mean... It works. It works. So this is probably Roam Boots on the DHS thing. For the Raph. Like I said, I don't think the Raph pick... I love Raph picks, don't get me wrong, but you already have enough mobility on these heroes that you really don't need it. So maybe like a Matilda, or like a Florin would have been better against this kind of stuff. I understand that you have a Valentina, so you had limited choices, but still, anyways. Akai build, standard, looks good. I mean, I don't think these guys are gonna build anything really wrong, to be honest with you. Valentina with the Genius supporting the damage from, I guess herself, because Diggy doesn't have it. No, Diggy has it. That's crazy. Carrie's build is... Got the Athenas, that's pretty good. Good. And the Wind of Nature, that's all she needs. So fully built carry, very nice. No need for pen, because... True damage, right? Lapu's build, I also like it. I don't see anything wrong with these builds. I think that both teams itemize pretty good, to be honest with you. I don't see any flaws in the itemization. Time to go against the... Oh, I just saw that ball of... bye-bye. Okay. I think they're just gonna be talking for now until we go to the next one. Oh wait, no, they got the... They're starting to do the ban phase. Okay, so I guess you can do a little bit of a draft analysis here, just like a preview of what's gonna be happening on Monday. I don't know what the thing around my neck is, bro. I think it's just like toilet paper or something. I don't know. Okay, so we have... Whoa, hold up. I was not ready. Damn, just gonna draft these picks just like that. Just gonna... Damn, let me go back. At least do it sort of kind of live. Okay, they're just watching replays. Bruh. Okay, when enjoy band. Okay, makes sense. Fair enough. Yes, I get it. Yes. Yes, and then I fast forward now because I'm... Okay, Kaja Faramis banned. I need to see Valentina banned. The Valentina should not be left open. It's too strong. Julian band is decent. Blue is decent. That's definitely a Valentina pick. No, it's a Fred pick. And there's the Valentina pick. Whoever has the Valentina pick just has so much, like, draft power. Okay, Diggy can be stolen now. Lunox, not really. Fredden, not really. Lapu and Martis. The Martis is not the best choice here, to be honest with you. As a jungle into the Fred. It's a good choice, but it's not the best. Especially not with the Valentine on your team. You need an overload. You needed an overload of this Diggy. Like, if you drafted a Kai here as a jungler, and you would have baited the Diggy ult out, and then you still would have had your own Diggy ult available, right, as a Valentina. So that's what I mean by overload. That's not the A77 way of overload. They do it through damage, but it's like a CC overload. And I should probably move myself away and like right here. Maybe we'll go right here so I'm not in the way of the draft. You know what I mean? Yeah, right here. Cho and Melissa were banned on this side, and then they banned the Yuzong and the Carry on this side. These are some very weird bans. I'll be honest with you guys. They're not like MPL M4 type bans. Looks like both teams are choking on the draft a little bit. They're kind of just throwing in meta stuff. Like, it's like when you throw spaghetti at the wall and see whatever sticks, basically. Except for, I will give you this: the Empire, if it were for that Valentina they let go, they would be looking very nice right now. I thought it was toilet paper, bro, originally when I first saw the model. Like, is that toilet paper? Like, black toilet paper, bro? Like, bro, look, bro, look. Tell me that doesn't look like black toilet paper. Did I always have glasses on? Nah, just when I'm doing nerdy stuff. Does it for the Vine. Yo, Bean. When you buy Magic Pen in ML, you do it for the Vine. You get it, like, Divine. Like, never mind. Okay, so Grok and Beatrix were picked up. Grok ult, do not want to let Valentina have that. That's already, actually, I don't know why the Brody was picked. Oh, I guess, listen. To be honest with you, if the Valentina steals the Grok ult, right, 24/7, the Estes pick is okay. It's okay. It can work. They're kind of chunky boys over here, but the Lunox and the Beatrix over here kind of damage it. Okay, but Valentina-wise, she can take that Grok ult and, like, set the entire team, and then Diggy's gonna have to use the ult, right? Big deal, right? Like, we all know this. But if Diggy saves that ult for when Brody does his ultimate, like, a lot of Brody's stuff is just gonna go away. Like, his marks get purified. So just FYI, there could be potential for an outplay right there, is what I'm trying to say. I don't understand why they do this POV, but it's like a side by side. It's cool and everything, but it's like, why like this, bro? Nobody looks at the game like this, bro. There we go. Thank you. Alright, Lapu v Grok. That's a damage Grok too. It's not even a tanky Grok. They should have gotten a tanky Grok there because you need it for... Because Diggy's more of like... a support, right? So IMO, you just should have had the tanky Grok and let Diggy build a little bit more safe, more like support type items. Not let Diggy build tanky. I mean, he's not even gonna build tanky. He has the wrong emblem for that. But anyways, the Estus, can be cancer here, but it's only gonna be. Like I said, the problem is it's a Brody pick. It's a Brody pick that can get bursted. So unless, I mean, I'll be on. Okay, I'll be fair at the same time. If Brody starts to build Chonky with this Estus, then he's gonna have a good time. Estus is similar to Diggy, and then the fact that you can overload him similarly. So if you can pull off a Fred engage onto the Estus, right, and then force the Valentina to use the Diggy ult, or use your own Diggy ult at the same time, it doesn't matter. If you can like bait it out and then have a Grok set with a Beatrix follow-up, you could have a potential real counter here, or counterplay potential, but it's not likely. I'm giving the draft in the early game. I'm gonna give that once again to the side of Empire, and I'm gonna give the mid game actually to the side of A77 and the late game as well, draft wise, just because the Valentina is that much of a counter in a sense. She's the great equalizer there. She just got the Diggy ult right there. That's what I mean. Like, even though Martis is like immune to CC, he's, you know, no need to pop it. Like no need to pop it there. Like absolutely no need. See that right there? What Jordan's Empire just did to Grok? He just waited for that Diggy ult to be done and just ulted them. Like, that's what I meant. Like, I feel like Valentina just burned that for no reason. Should have saved it for like right now. It would have been clutch, more clutch, right? I feel like I feel like I'm saying like what they're doing wrong, in a sense that and then they still like go through and win on even what I consider, you know, that they did wrong. Like, they're still like, despite me flaming them for it, in a sense, I'm not really flaming them. I'm just pointing out the weakness. Despite me pointing it out, it's just like, I don't know. I feel like you could, as the Empire, you could have capitalized. Not as the Empire, sorry. As A77, you could have capitalized a little bit more. Maybe not even burned the Diggy ult, used it for a different lane or anything. Something like that, you know? You just had so much power with that ultimate. These are the things that go through my brain, guys. Dun, 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 dun. You think A77 has a better comp? I agree. I think they're gonna be okay once this early game phase goes away. Unless this... okay, I'll also be quite frank here. If that Valentina burns that Diggy ult the same way every engage in the late game, Empire can capitalize on that and like reverse the entire game, because they have the damage for it. Dun, 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 dun. Brody always chonky? Not always. I mean, with the Estus is kind of more cancer, but you can burst an Estus in the duration. Within the duration of Grok's stun, with a Lunox ult and a Beatrix ult, you can actually just burst an Estus, and that Grok is damaged. So with that on top, you can literally just burst this Estus before you can heal anybody. It's completely possible. I really hope the Diggy ult is not just randomly cast this time. Thank you. Zero, what's your favorite kind of coffee? Can't say Coke coffee. I like medium roast coffees the best. I like some dark roast sometimes too, but I prefer, like, on a daily, in terms of like daily stuff, medium roast coffees are my favorite. Alright, so that was a pretty good engage, not gonna lie. So let me see if I can rewind that a little bit. Alright. So watch this. Look at this. Wait for it. All right, look. I can't. I would have to be able to zoom in or something. Look over here. I know you can see it barely, but the Martis and the Estes are going in through the bottom. Brody's going through the top, just like a typical pincer attack. Okay, normal type of attack. The Beatrix and the Diggy are trying to defend that, while the Grak, the Fred, and the Lunox are over here, right? Like, this is the point where you need to give up this tower, right? As a macro decision, you should have given this tower up a long time ago, because these guys are not rotating to top, right? Like, if Grok was there, maybe. If Fred was there, maybe. If Lunox was there, no. But like right at this moment, even like 10 seconds before, you knew this. You had information on the map. You should have let this tower go. Unless you had somebody rotating to it, like I said, which was not going to happen. What's going to happen is they're going to get like a double kill in the tower, most likely. If they do it properly, which they didn't. See, this is what I was talking about. You see who tower dived? So, this was successful. It's just against a more coordinated team, it would have been the death of both. And they didn't bait out the Diggy ult before going into this turret. So that's your risk in your play styles. I honestly was expecting them to do it right. I didn't know that they did not bait the Diggy ult out. That's kind of suicide. Why would you go in with the Diggy ult up, right? That's also, if they're paying attention to the match, not like me trying to read chat and stuff, that should have been a thing on their map. Like, they should have known that. Now that the Diggy ult is down, they should try that again for sure. You know? Maybe with the Grok on top. Oh, let me go back again to live. Oh, okay. And I go back to having to pause it again. Trust. Nah, okay, it's fine. It's fine, it's fine. Nice kills, nice kills. These are the pickoffs that I was talking about. Zero can talk all day long and I can fall asleep peacefully. Trust. Zero should make a team and compete. I was wondering why he didn't compete for. I'm coaching a team. They made number. I mean, all the numbers have to like settle, but they didn't make it far. It was just like number 33. I mean, it's still good. Like, all things considered, for a team that has, I think at that point during the NACT when they got in the qualifiers and they got kicked out of the qualifiers, that's I think I've only coached them for like a week and a half or two by then, and they only had, like, as a 5-man team, they only had about 120 matches or so together, max. So I mean, not bad for people, for like a brand new team. None of the drafting stuff that I'd given them tips for has been implemented at that point. I was just kind of seeing what everybody could play and just kind of like whipped up the fastest thing I could for an ACT. That's about it. Right now they're trying to find more members, like a gold laner, I think specifically. They're doing tryouts recently. I'm not sure how that went, but other than that, I mean, they're practicing a new type of draft. Not just a draft, it's a play style. Well, that is a crazy kill on the Estes. Very good cycling on the defense from the side of Empire, actually. They got the inhibitor. Very good. They're overstaying right now. They really need to go away. They're gonna go for it. If they can get him, they will. Oh, that flicker got burned. He's going for it. Man is committed. GG. Oh no, Reckless got away. Gee, even more GG. Sheesh. That is crazy. That is crazy. Okay, so Dicky was supposed to die there for sure. Like, very good, like, I guess very good luck. I don't know. You need to let okay, so here's what it's realistically what it's looking like. The gold lead is not that crazy, right? In terms of the turtle, the next turtle, because they broke that inhibitor on the top lane, and because the Beatrix is actually pretty fed, if you can get this whole game, the entire game is on Grok's shoulders and the Beatrix shoulder. The Grok and Beatrix follow-up is what's gonna make the Empire either win or lose this game. The Diggy is, if they're gonna contest the Lord, then the Diggy is gonna make or break the game. But other than that, it's the Grok ult with the Beatrix ult combined. Those are the game making decisions. That's a very split up type of team comp right there, like team fight. Sorry, your Beatrix probably gonna die here. Nope, sweated it out. The Lapu choked a little bit right there. And his team was slow to rotate back. Slow, but they did it anyway, so they're good. The Brody's going in. That's fine. All they have to do is go through the top lane, which has a whole minion wave coming in, and then just win. Just go through the top, bro. Clear the top lane. It's fine. They have one turret. Yeah, it's fine. They got it. They got it. GG. A77, like I said, it's just the, it's just the Valentina. Stop letting that open, man. It's too powerful in the draft. I'll catch up the chat now that that's over. Sorry. All right. Works for the Martis in this game, going for Malefic Trust. Oh no, he was building. No, tell me that's a lie. We'll see the itemization in a second. Huh? What the heck are y'all talking about, Mal? A77 just had a better comp. Like I said, it's the Valentina. Like, you could overload it, but it was really tough on the Grok. Like, if you didn't have the right set with the Grok and the Beatrix follow-up, which there were plenty of openings with that Valentina's use on the Diggy ult. Okay. Let me see. No, there's no War Axe there. It's just a Molten. Again, you have an Estus, right? So if you have an Estus, you don't need damage. You need just chonkiness so he can just heal you up, right? Your damage should be coming from your Brody, which he was doing. So yeah, you should have just built more tanky when you had a healer, Poggy, and Estus build. That's perfectly fine since he is probably just subject to the Grok. I would have opted more for, I would say, just the Dreadnought, to be honest with you. Just the Dreadnought and the Dom-Ice, or anything else related to it. Oracle's fine to heal your own self up because you get targeted a lot. Valentina build, perfectly fine. Lacks pen, but you could build it later. Obviously. Okay, we gotta go back now again. Sorry, because I'm just looking at that. Lapu build, pretty good. No problems there. Blah, blah, blah. Fredin, pretty good. The only thing I would say Fred missed a little bit on was, again, Dreadnought. You could have just got the Dreadnought and got the Athenas. Or built into the Athenas. No need to build the full item. The Diggy, that's fine. That's okay. Well, actually, it's not okay because I understand that you wanted to counter the Estus healing, right? But if they had the Valentinas stealing the Diggy ult, they would just purify the anti-heal. Again, this is why you don't let her open, right? Especially if you're going to take something really strong like Diggy right after that. It doesn't make sense to draft a Diggy into a Valentina. It's just facts. Lunox, I mean, unless you're gonna overload her. If you're gonna overload the Valentina, then it's okay to draft a Diggy, but there's no overload here. Lunox is fine. The build is fine. I bet you that was the Holy Crystal coming in. Empire on the Grok. I mean, it's a damage Grok, not the right type of Grok to go here against these guys. But if you're gonna commit to it and you're trying to build a damage Grok, that is the correct path of building it. Beatrix. This type of Beatrix is the healing type of Beatrix, but you can't heal off shields, so it doesn't really make much sense in this game. Should have gone more for just continue your burst, basically. Continue to got the burst or the attack speed build, either or, it doesn't matter. It's not like she was lacking damage. She was doing pretty good. I'm not gonna like take too many points off, but it just felt like the Haas class would have been better suited with a Wind of Nature, especially when like Diggy's ult was down, who could have helped him survive a little bit more against the Brody's ultimate or the Mardis's engages, or even the Lapu's engages, basically. So yeah. But other than that, itemization is pretty good in general. Alright, let's go back to live. Oh, that's it. That's the final. So, now I can finally see what happened. Okay, Ohio Brothers swept BTK. That's crazy. I wonder if there are long matches. Probably a draft issue again. BTK had a couple of draft issues going in to the NACT, so we'll be talking a lot in depth about that on Monday. Ackerman versus Gosu. Well, you guys told me that these matches were pretty long, so I can see why. So okay, these are probably good. They're probably just like a execution issue, draft execution issue. Limey top versus Wasians probably was closer than many people thought. Limey and Wasians are pretty good going to each other in terms of like damage / comp wise. Limey has a really good drafting style, and Wasians has a really good macro play style. So and then we just saw the A77 matches against the Empire. So GG's to A77, of course. What can I say? I just want to, like, when I end the stream, I just want to take a look at the drafts for Ohio Brothers and BTK, and just kind of just be like, dang, was it draft issue or was it execution issue? Basically, I could tell mostly from draft instantly. I could rewind and just tell you guys without going in depth. I guess I could do that if you guys want to see that. Oh, I gotta scroll back up, guys. Sorry. Yeah, Akai, I said the same thing, Akai. I was like, what is going on? Why is there a DHS on the Fredrin? Huh? Yeah, you cannot heal off shields. That's impossible. Well, you can now? What up? Blackpink, you can heal from shields now? Since when? If I have... Let me open my game up. Hold up, that's sus. I recall not being able to do that. Who has naturally tons of shields? Or lifesteal? No. Okay, okay. I see what you're saying. No, okay, no, Blackpink, what we're trying to say is if the enemy has a thick shield, like the Diggy ult, and you have lifesteal, like you have Haas Claws, and you hit them, but you don't actually damage them, you just take down their shield, you don't heal from damaging their shield. That's what we were trying to say. I was like, as far as I remember, you can't do that. BTK got destroyed. Jeez, absolutely. It was one-sided, insane. Jeez. Ghost was having connection issues, so lots of pauses. Okay, that makes sense. They're a West team. Ackerman versus Ghost match got reset 3 times. Eesh. Ackerman was dominating regardless. Okay. Is it a cockiness issue? I don't think so. I think it's just a new team, and what made BTK strong is that everybody kind of in their own respectful roles knew what to draft, so they kind of just said, okay, I can draft this, and they just had like innate synergy, the original BTK. and that's fine. And then in the valley, obviously you have Hoon and the rest of the people there, able to do something similar there. Not as easy when you're the one basically saying controlling the draft, which I could be wrong. Zane may not be the one controlling the draft, but I know for sure. Well, at least, okay, I take that back. I feel like for sure he's picking his jungle pick. Like he's deciding that, regardless of the draft. Like he's taking it into account. Obviously, he's not dumb. But it could have been the downfall. It could have been like the jungle pick, or it could have been the best jungle pick available for the comp. It's just that they probably forced themselves into a corner in the draft that they didn't want to. But yeah. Doing damage on enemy shields. What about Alice Wings? Queen's Wings has no shield, just damage reduction passive. Yeah. You heal based on how much damage you do. Let's take a quick look. I guess I'll take a quick look, guys. Let me see here. I obviously know the result is that they got swept, so I'm just gonna go look at the drafts for this, okay? I'm just gonna look at the final drafts. I want to see the bans as well. Thank you. Okay, so this is a what? Trying to see here. YouTube, take the player thing away, please. Okay, I can see it anyways. All right, so Kaja, Glue, Wan bans. Weird on the Kaja. Unless you're gonna be drafting, yeah, okay, that makes sense though. Okay, it makes sense based on the pick. Okay, let me rewind just a little bit more because I kind of want to see. I'm not gonna like analyze it like in depth like I will on Monday, but I'll take a good look at it. Okay. I can't see much other than this. Okay, so Ohio Brothers had the Kaja Glue Wan ban, Fanny, Faramis, and Joy ban. Fanny and Faramis, okay, like even the Joy, these are all okay picks. Like I understand they wouldn't be my personal choices, but I understand. It depends on your team's playstyle. Like personally, would not let the Fred open, but you know, it is what it is. So they left the Fred open. And then then they picked Valentina and Cho. They picked Lolita and Farsa. So the fact that they drafted Lolita so early, right? It allows you to literally counter their roamer and their jungler. These picks are usually last. So the fact that this happened already is weird. They had a really good chance to counter draft here. Especially with the Farsa into the Valentina. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Akai. Okay, this jungle pick into this is pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie. That's good. They probably botched the last two picks then. Alright, let's see what got banned. Let's see what got banned real quick. Okay, they banned Melissa. Makes sense. Understandable. Yuzong was banned for the Farsa, obviously, and the Lolita, too much interruption. Lapu, same thing. Too much backline dive that can't really be stopped. Very good bans. If you look closely, Ohio Brothers is banning a lot of the XP lane picks. Basically the backline divers along with Kaja. So they're really relying on their gold laner to be well protected in terms of like their draft is really heavily focused on their gold laner. The Beatrix is weird. This would have been a perfect chance to draft in an Edith. And they banned the Claude as well down here, so just another, forgot to mention that. These are the times where you have the potential to slot in more crowd control into these teams and just outburst them eventually. Cho can still like set the Farsa and the Lolita and interrupt them and all that. Like that's still possible. Akai can still zone them out and get his turtle or lord. That's still all possible. Valentina can steal the Numenon Blast, but the risk of this comp, exactly, I was about to say that. The risk of this comp is that if you have mobility drafted in here, like assassin style, and you have one person kind of following up along behind the Fred and the Lolita, it's a really good front line. And they have a lot of like zoning and what do you call it? What's the proper terminology for this? Mine's drawing a blank here. There's a proper terminology for the type of burst that Farsa provides from such a long range. It's really good at picking off things like the Beatrix, basically. And even though the Valentina can steal it, there's not really anything to hit other than Farsa herself or their marksman. So, in terms of stealing it, you only have the Numenon Blast to rely on, really. They don't have a lot of CC to stop the Valentina's Numenon Blast, other than, obviously, Fredrin, which is a lot of CCs, like a Portal Petrify Fountain, basically. But he's not going to really be focused on that. Maybe he will, but we'll see. Well, we won't see. I'm not going to watch. What the hell? No. Alright, disarm to disarm the carry. Good idea. Okay, points for the idea. You can't disarm the Ling, though. He literally goes immune and purifies it. This is where you would have had more CC be better. Like, wait a minute. On top of that, that means the Fred is going XP, right? Question mark? If the Fred is going XP, matter of fact, let's go back a little bit. You saw the Ling. I just saw that myself. I was confused for a second. You saw the Ling picked and the Fred picked. Obviously, Ling's the jungler. Why did you draft the Masha into the Fredrin? Huh? What? Nani? Fredrin a flex pick? Oh, sorry. I was kind of looking at the draft. Sorry, I kind of got a little bit sidetracked. What's up, Strongwill? Fredrin a flex pick. He's not that good in XP lane. He's not that good. He can be. Like, I'm not taking points. He with Vengeance, he can be. Like, but you can counter him very well in XP lane. Just not with Masha. Unless, I guess... unless... I don't know. I'm pretty sure Zane went on the jungle. I mean, let me just fast forward to the game a little bit. Let's see where people got slotted. Okay. Yeah. What? They could core him? No, they cored the Ling. You can't flex the Ling. So they side laned the Fred. Which, like I said, is not normal. You can actually counter that with the draft. You even have the last pick to do that with. Like a Lunox? Easily just burst the Fred. But yeah, I guess that didn't happen. So right now you have it's a weird draft here. I'm not gonna lie. This doesn't work really well. The Valentina, the Cho, and the Akai, even the Beatrix, this part good enough. You can make some good plays. This here, no. Definitely not. Masha Rome? Yes. Yes, you could have done the Masha Rome, but like you didn't even have to draft the Masha Rome. Like it wasn't necessary. If your job was to invade and like annoy the Ling, you could have gone to Hilda, you know? It would have been better, and it actually would have gone well into the Fredrin as well, because she just starts to peel off any armor he might build, right? You know? And she's more or she's better at applying pressure. It's like a different type of backline diver, and they don't really have slowdowns either. So it would have been good. I think a Hilda right here would have been way better than a Masha. Fredrin, yeah, well, Fredrin's a flex pick, but it's risky flex pick, basically. You can do it, but if you're gonna do it, it's gotta be for something really strong, like, obviously, like Ling. And you have to do it into a comp where they don't have stuff to really stop the Ling. Which is why it further explains the Kaja ban. They had planned this from the beginning, basically. That's a very good ban choice. if they knew they were going for the Ling or any other assassin for that matter. You just got to get rid of the suppress, and they chose their roamer very early on, so it just kind of goes on to that point. Fred can be flexed from jungle to XP or roam. It's just better if you kind of keep him, I would say, jungle for the most part, unless for some reason you have the type of comp where you can support him with enough burst and zoning, which this comp does. So that's good. There's no real like bad points. The weaknesses of this comp are covered by the strengths of the other picks. Basically, it's a cohesive comp. It's good enough. It's really good. It's not bad. These two have Purify. You're not really gonna catch them out really that much. It's just the Masha pick would have been better off as a Hilda. That's about it. I'm not about to watch this though. Let me go to the next match. Draft phase. Okay. Nope, not there. Game 2. Okay, so once again, okay, this time BTK goes first. They ban the Kaja, the Valentina, and the Fanny. This leaves Wen open. FYI, and with no real counters, Valentina is a really good like counter pick for Wen, because or if you're planning to take Wen, or if the enemy takes Wen, you can draft the Valentina and you can basically draft the Diggy on top, and you can let the enemies take Diggy. You can purify the Wen marks, and if you have Valentina on your side, they can't really take the Diggy ult from you. Just in general, just FYI. But let's see what they did. Okay, so Ohio Brothers banned the Akai. That's probably more of a respect type ban. It probably caused issues, maybe. I'm not sure. Like I said, I didn't watch the match. If it was a sweep and you guys said they got stomped, then they probably wasn't much of an issue. They're probably just trolling Zane. Akai, Glue, Joy. Okay. BTK. You have first pick though, and you're kind of nerfing yourself here. Unless you're going for the only thing I can like justify here is they're trying to lock the Fredrin or the Faramis. The problem is that Faramis, you should have locked the you should have banned the Faramis instead of the Kaja here, because they probably picked up Faramis here. I almost want to guarantee they picked up Faramis here if they locked Fred. If they lock Fred, these guys took Faramis, almost guaranteed. Yeah, there's the Fredrin. There's the Fredrin. There's the Wan, because now Valentina's gone off the field. It could be a Wan and a Diggy, or a Wan. No, there's the Faramis. Okay, just as predicted. Your best choice right here, right now, on the side of BTK, is to draft the Balut right now. You need the Diggy. You need the Diggy to purify the Wan marks. ASAP. Lapu, not really that good into a Wan. The Farce is good into a Wan. Very good into a Wan. Lolita again. Makes sense. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that ban. Look at that ban. Ohio Brothers perfectly banning out the Diggy. It's too late now. It is that Wan. The only other counter to Wan, right? That you could have got. You could have got the Diggy or the Lolita. It's gone now. Now you can't stop her from getting ult. Okay. Your only last bet, I believe, thins down to Minotaur or Bellaric, and of those, Minotaur actually heals from your basic. So you have a Minotaur choice here, and since Diggy got banned, it's actually a pretty good choice. Yuzong banned again because of the Farsa, makes sense. Petrify Yuzong Cancer. What BTK needed here, right now, is to flex the Fred just like Ohio Brothers did, and draft a lot of bursts. Like switch to an assassin. Do what the Ohio brothers did last game. They need to do it this game so they can burst this Wan. They need an assassin that has burst to kill her right now, and preferably one that doesn't rely on projectiles. All right. They banned the Melissa again. Makes sense. And then these guys banned the Martis. What's Martis gonna do, bro? Like, okay. Waste of a ban on the Martis IMO, but it is what it is. There's the Hilda. You remember the Hilda I mentioned last game? There it is. So these guys are predicting a possible even flex pick of the Fred possibly going into the XP lane and already like countering it ahead of time. That's really good. That is, these guys can actually draft properly. All right, come on, come on. Oh, okay. The Brody and the Kufra. Okay, Kufra's pretty annoying to lane into as a Wan if he actually makes it to stopping you. Brody again can be blocked mostly by Loli, so it is what it is. It's okay. Only thing I don't like is that Brody, with his like playstyle, can be really heavily zoned out by Hilda basically, and like be brought back in by Faramis. I don't like. It's still a weaker draft already. I don't even know who their last pick is, and it's already a weaker draft. Hayabusa. Okay, that's interesting. Man's going Hayabusa into a Kufra. Honestly, they could have drafted. They could have really drafted a lot a different jungler even into this, and they probably could have profited. They could. This is such a flex pick. This is such a flex pick right here. Like they could have gone Guzhin into this and profited. Like literally nothing to stop Guzhin here either. I mean, obviously the Kufra and the Fred and all that, but like I mean, a properly scaled Guzhin would have been good into this. Like if you win at the right time, easily could have like completely demolished them as well. Hayabusa's fine though. Not taking points off for that. It's just, I mean, okay, I'll take points off because that went into a Kufra and a Brody and a Fred. That's the only reason I'm taking points off. But you can still do it. You can still sweat it. It's just more annoying to do. You can do it if you can CC them out, and you have a Faramis ult, so it's not as risky. So it's minus points, but not like minus points, if that makes sense. All right, I'm taking a break and reading chat because I'm like, it's not a real draft analysis. I'm just kind of saying stuff basically. Like I said, I'll go way more in detail when Deku comes around. Your thoughts on the Grok damage here as the assassin on XP? Grok damage as the assassin into from the side of BTK. You mean? Yeah, that could have worked really well. But the problem is that's a Hilda, so there's not a lot of things that beat a Hilda in lane, except for maybe Hylos. So, it's risky. Hilda's really strong. Rock damage into Wen does work though. Like if you surprise her, easily can happen. It works. It's just, I would say that they would have had a better choice with. I mean, you have the right idea. That is exactly what I meant. You burst. The Farsa ult, great example of bursting the Wan. Enough to make Faramis pop the ult, but you need another burst on top of that to actually finalize her. So yeah, Grok would have worked, except that he actually would have died to Hilda. Anything else in that field though probably would have worked fine. As long as it could actually burst. Yeah, we don't have info about the Hilda yet. Yeah, I mean, true. But you also could have taken the Hilda yourself. Hilda, because, okay, so Hilda's just as much a flex pick as Fredrin is, right? So I feel like if you were going for that, even from the beginning, I think the problem, it goes into the bans. The the Kaja ban on the side of BTK could have been a better slotted into a Faramis ban. Another counter for Wenwen is Faramis, by the way, because when Wenwen ults somebody and they have the Cult Altar on them, when they're reviving, she's still attacking them through. She's wasting precious seconds while the shield is going down. So Wenwen counters include basically Diggy, Valentina through drafting, and Lolita and Faramis, and anything I can like. Those are the main counters, and Karina. So those are her main counters. Anything else is kind of oh, and Minotaur. Sorry, Minotaur as well. Anything else kind of slowly kind of creeps up in there, in that territory. All right, let me go scroll back up a lot more. Sorry. All right, let me go scroll up a lot. Sorry, I'm gonna scroll up a lot, guys. All right, I'm going back all the way to where it says Ackerman versus Gosu match got reset. That's when we were talking about that. Okay. So, Wagens is your favorite team. They won with 2 Hanabi games. Trust? Oh, I remember this conversation. I just forgot about that part. And then we talked about the Fred Flex pick, of course. Yeah, Lolita for Amos and Wanwan is an entire nightmare for sure. Hilda on top is just icing on the cake. And then the Grok Assassin that we were talking about, like I said, it works. It really does work. Even in this comp, I feel like what Strongbow was trying to say here, I feel like it would have been great if you followed it up with like a marksman that does a lot of burst, to follow up. AoE burst, like a Beatrix would have been great, into that type of like set with the Grok. Who else does that really good? Somebody even like Natan could do it, because you could lane into a Wan with Natan, and she can't really build Wind of Nature to kind of stop you. Other than that, I guess you could do Mia, and kind of avoid the Haya ults, and she still does kind of burst. There's a lot of options. As long as it was burst to follow up on like an Assassin Grok type of set, you could have done it for sure. I think it would have been better than the Brody for sure. Brody and Lapu, it's like a chain CC thing. It's too slow to keep up with the Wan, Faramis, Lolita kind of dynamic. Serious to go when built specifically for Grok, so assuming Wan can still shred Grok. She can, but in Assassin Grok, you have to like. It's unpredictable if he's in the bush, and I mean you have Shark though. You have Shark. So he's gonna check the bushes, right? But if you can surprise gank a Wan with Grockle, she can't react fast enough. It's literally impossible to react fast enough to a Grockle. You just die. Invincibility once shield is broken is like a small winter truncheon. Exactly. That's why Faram is such a good counter to Wan. Hilda can use Vengeance plus Scythe for Kufra's bouncing belt. Yes, she can. Mino plus Natan combo, fine. Yeah, like that would have been fine too, because Minotaur, his stomp can stop Loli's ult, right? And in terms of like healing, he boosts attack speed, right? He boosts attack speed and he lowers Wanwan's attack speed, and he can literally tank all of Wanwan's ult, right? So Minotaur definitely would have been a better pick here instead of the Kufra. And the Natan would have been fine because he can push away the Hilda, who's trying to like stand on top and basically zone him out. And then you have the nuke of the Farsa able to come in, and you have the zoning from the Fredrin. So yes, in terms of what they could have done better for a draft, for sure, you could have had a Minotaur and then a Natan. And if you didn't want to take the Natan, another good marksman into this, let me load up all my marksmen just to not cap here. I'm gonna take a quick look at all of them, okay? Okay, like I said, Mia would have Mia would have also worked. Carrie would have also worked because Carrie also doesn't let Hilda get close. She gets shredded. And she's tanky, can build tanky enough to survive a pull from Paramus or a Hayabusa ult. So far we have Mia on the list, we have Carrie on the list, and Melissa was banned, so we're not going to include her. Claude is really good at dropping the Cold Altar as well, and he's mobile enough, but I think he would still get zoned out by the Hilda, unfortunately. I mean, I guess you could make it work. You could theoretically make a Claude work if you had the Minotaur with you. Yeah, Natan's looking like the best choice here. Beatrix would have worked as well, especially a shotgun with, you know, for checking the Hilda. Obviously Melissa works because she wouldn't let Hilda get close. Brody, like I said, is just a little bit too slow for the type of comp that the Ohio brothers had shown already. I would dare say I would dare say that a Clint even would have been really good here, because then you have two. So the way Wanwan works is right. The way all of the comp of the Ohio brothers work over there is very melee engage, right? So you have Loli has to melee engage unless it's a flicker ult set, right? That's the only exception. Otherwise, her stun is melee and her shield is just a protection mechanism. Paramus has to get in melee to pull you, right, into the team. And then his Cold Altar maintains people within a zone, extended melee zone, like a mid-range zone. The Hilda is obviously melee, and the Hayabusa has to get close to ult you. So, with all that in mind, that's why Melissa was banned, right? Like 100%, that's why she was banned, but also why Clint would have been good, because he doesn't have to fight in that range. Natan and Clint both seem like the best options here, IMO. Clint and Farsa both long range nukes, right? And you could have like a Minotaur ready to kind of counter the WAN or any engages like immediately, like boom, 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 boom. And then you had a Lapu able to capitalize on that, as well as a Fredrin on top of that. Like even for Lord Secures and Turtle Secures, the Minnow Stomp would not have been able to be stopped because the Balut got banned, the Diggy. So yeah, that definitely would have been better. IMO. The Minotaur and a Natan or a Clint. For sure. My brain hurts, my autocorrect. Just tried it to my empty. Yeah, strong will. Yes, that Melissa got banned. That's why. But that's my theory on the marksman picks here, for sure. Sus. Minotaur does not synergize with Clint. Correct. That's the only downside to it. But he does slow down the WAN with Damice and his own debuff. Definitely can slow down the WAN. And she doesn't even have enough Purify to, you know, stop that really. Just makes her slower at dashing as well. Alright guys, well, thanks for tuning in. I was just planning to do like a quick little stream. It's really late in NA. FYI. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. I was just kind of like doing like a quick watch along and a little bit of a preview of what we're gonna be doing on Monday with Deku. We're gonna go through all of these, not a lot of ums and ands. I'm gonna take my time tomorrow and a lot of Monday day to analyze these on my own time, come up with like a more cohesive way of saying things, right? Not just randomly saying things and not guessing anything. Because when I'm sitting down and I'm streaming, it's a lot different than sitting down, looking at notes and looking at the hero list and going like, ah, yes, this makes more sense, you know? It's a way different environment. So shout out to Private and Ben Done Had It. Go follow them if you guys like their casting style. I probably shouldn't have left it kind of zoomed in here, but I watched this on the Mlbb esports channel which I will copy the link to just for credits so that people know, like, I'm not trying to be weird about it, I guess. But yeah. More draft analysis content, please, for sure. We're coming. Oh, live analysis is still better IMO because it's raw. Yeah, it is better. It's just, if I were to do a in-depth draft analysis live, I would bore the crap out of people, basically. Um, so we're still gonna do a live draft analysis on Monday with Deku. That's still happening. It's still gonna be live, but I'm gonna be reading off my notes a lot and then asking for Deku's version of things. So you guys have like two different brains on it. So you have my way of looking at things, and then you have Deku's way of looking at things. So we're gonna probably agree on a lot of things, and we're gonna disagree on a little bit of things. Not too much. I don't think we're gonna have a lot of differences there, but it will be done live. It's gonna be a little bit better to understand basically than just me going like, ah, yes, oh yeah, this would work. Oh yeah, that would work. So I'll come in with like a brain set, and of course Deku has a different perspective than me, so he's gonna probably bring some things to the table that I would have not considered myself, and I'm gonna bring some stuff to the table that he would not have considered himself. That's the beauty of multi-brain drafting, basically, or an analysis. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks for tuning in. I'm gonna go to bed because it's, what the heck? What time is it? It is. Where am I? Where am I? Where'd I go? No, I'm here. Okay, it is 1:13 a.m. in NA. I used to stream around this time actually last year, but I was just like on I don't know what I was on. I was on like some Coke coffee or something back then. I changed my sleep schedule after Christmas to make more content, and I took a long break and everything, and just decided that I kind of have these sprees. So like last year I did like the newbie guide, hero guide, live stream spam, and I liked it a lot. I think this year I'm gonna go more for like an analysis type thing, and with just like videos with lives when I can do lives, and a lot more of like actual video breakdowns that people can just like click, consume type content. And yeah, other than that, I want to share something with you guys. It's a little bit of my own drafting. It's not much. It's still very raw, but it works. It's okay. It's okay. It's very unconventional, and if you guys wanna kind of, I'll just give you one of the comps, okay? Try it out in 5-man if you want. Classic or ranked, whatever. Probably classic because you probably won't get these picks in ranked, unless they really are. If you can draft it and you got lucky in ranked, go ahead and do it. If your first pick, try to get the following heroes: Valentina, Joy, Moskov, Diggy, and Akai. And if you don't want to do the Diggy, you can get the Natalia instead. And for second pick, same thing: Valentina, Wan, Joy, and Akai. That's if Diggy's banned, you can get the Wan, and if not, you can get Melissa or Moskov. But anyways, Valentina, Wan, Joy, Akai, and Diggy/Nat. If Diggy is taken or whatever, then yeah. And also that's about it in terms of first pick, second pick. And in terms of bans, if your first pick, ban Fanny Eve Glue IMO. You can change the glue to Fredrin if Fredrin's not banned already for first pick, and for second pick, Fredrin, Fanny, and Arlot. That's about it. And if you don't want to ban Arlot, you can ban anything else you want, really. Like if, for example, I would say Framus if you really wanted to. But yeah. Yeah. Ice cream. Yo, guys are being sus, bro. Alright. Good night, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for actually chilling in the chat for quite a bit. It's been a long time since I've done a stream, but we'll be back on Monday, okay? With the stream. And this draft comp is just a really strong comp. Just try to run it, play it in your own style. There's a specific way to play it, but I feel like you guys can kind of like exclusively see the power of a Valentina, a Diggy, and a Kai, and a Moskov and a Joy, basically. You can see the power that these heroes have on the battlefield combined. It's very annoying to fight. And that's about it. Good night. Bye-bye.